They say a GPS will always find the shortest route, but it won't tell you which roads are forgotten, which roads are hungry. Leo didn't believe in that stuff. He was a delivery driver, 3 years, zero complaints. Tonight was his last shift. His beat-up sedan crawled along a narrow mountain road. Fog hugged the pavement like a second skin, and towering, gnarled trees leaned over the asphalt like skeletal fingers. The headlights cut 2 weak tunnels through the darkness. Then, without warning, the GPS on his phone glitched. The route line bent into a tangled spiral. Leo muttered to himself, "What the hell?" The road ahead vanished into a wall of fog. The engine sputtered, died, and the headlights flickered out. 30 miles from town. No signal, no stars, and the silence wasn't empty. It was waiting. Leo pushed the car to the shoulder and pulled out his phone. 0 bars. A cold wind blew a single scrap of newspaper against his leg. He picked it up. The headline read, "3 missing INO in a month. Authorities baffled." Then he saw it. A flicker of orange light deep in the woods. Warm. A cabin. Any sane person would turn around. But the cold was biting through his jacket, and that light looked like a heart. The cabin stood crooked, its porch sagging like a tired spine. The door was painted black, but the wood was peeling, revealing a blood-red undercoat. Leo knocked. The door creaked open by itself. Inside, a massive fireplace roared, and kettles hung over the flames. The air smelled like cinnamon and raw meat. An old woman sat in a rocking chair. Her face was a mask of wrinkles, and her eyes were 2 different colors, one brown, one milky white. "Lost boy? Come in. Sit. You're shaking." Leo said, "My car died. Can I use a phone?" The old woman smiled, revealing teeth filed to points. "Oh, I have something better than a phone. Sit. Eat." She gestured to a small wooden table where a bowl of dark stew sat, steam rising in unnatural spirals that twisted clockwise. Leo's stomach growled. He sat down. Hunger is a liar. It tells you poison is food. It tells you the spider's web is a hammock. He lifted the spoon. He finished the stew quickly. He felt warm, too warm. His eyelids drooped. He didn't hear the old woman get up, but suddenly she was standing right behind him. "Thank you," Leo slurred. "I just need to rest my eyes." "Rest them forever, boy," she whispered. "You were the last one." "The 7th. Leo tried to stand, but his legs were numb. He looked down. His boots no longer touched the floor. He was floating an inch above the chair. His shadow on the wall stretched, grew, split into 3 separate shapes. One is, and 2 others, twisted, screaming silhouettes. What is this?" he stammered. The old woman leaned into his ear. "I don't eat flesh, boy. I eat years. You're young. 26? I'll take 20 of them. You'll be 50 by dawn. 60 by dusk." She placed a withered hand on his chest, and her fingers phased through his shirt into his skin. He felt a sucking, draining sensation. His knuckles cracked. The hair at his roots turned gray. The stories get it wrong. Witches don't want your blood. They want your time. Every birthday you haven't had yet. Every sunrise. Every laugh. It tastes sweeter than blood. Now looking 40, Leo gasped and reached into his pocket. His delivery scanner, battery powered. He slammed the button. A small red laser beam shot directly into the old woman's milky white eye. She screamed, a sound like screeching metal, and clutched her face. "My seeing eye." The sucking stopped. Leo fell to the floor, crawled toward the door. "You said I was the 7th, he whispered. "Where are the other 6? The old woman laughed, even as black tears dripped down her cheek. "You're sitting in them." Leo looked at the table, the chairs, the rocking chair. They weren't wood. He saw grain patterns like veins, knotholes like mouths frozen open in silent screams. The cabin wasn't made of trees. It was made of people. The missing 3, the missing 6, they never left. He was about to become a floorboard. He burst through the door, but he was moving slowly now, An old man of 60, hunched and gasping. He stumbled, fell, crawled toward his car. The old woman stood in the doorway, her burnt eye healing into something faceted and black, a spider's eye. "You can run, boy, but I only need a touch. Just a fingertip on your skin. And you left your jacket on the chair." Leo started the car and drove. He glanced in the rearview mirror. She wasn't chasing. She was waving, smiling, holding his jacket. He drove for 6 hours straight. He checked into a motel, locked the door, took a shower. When he looked in the mirror, he saw a man of 70, skin like paper. He opened his mouth to scream, but no sound came. On the back of his neck, where the jacket collar had been, there were 5 tiny black fingerprints burned into his spine. She didn't need the jacket. She had already touched him the moment he sat in her chair, the moment he ate her stew. 3 days later, a young woman in a delivery uniform drove the same highway. Her GPS glitched. The road curved toward a fog bank. In the distance, a crooked cabin with a warm orange light in the window. The door opened. An old man stood there, hunched and gray. His eyes were 2 different colors, one brown, one milky white. He smiled, his teeth filed to points. "Lost, miss? Come in. Sit. You're shaking." The young woman hesitated, her hand hovering over the call button. But the cold wind blew, and the fire looked so warm. The GPS never tells you which roads are forgotten, and the witch doesn't die. She just finds a newer, younger body to wear. So if you're driving late at night and you see a light in the woods, don't stop. Don't look back. And for God's sake, don't be the 7th.